Good morning. We'll start with shoulder rolls, shrugging up, back and down. Adding a little elbow, bend, bigger arms, and then roll through that upper back, rounding, then lifting, and then pull up, back and down, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and then we'll go to a wide stance so we can add a little knee bend to that, rolling, rounding, lifting, and squeezing. One more time, rolling, rounding, lifting, and squeezing, and then hands come to your thighs, rolling through a cat and inhaling through your leprechaun, rolling and extending, getting as much movement as you can through that spine, and then bring both hands to your left knee, roll and extend on a little angle. And then both hands to the right side, rolling and extending. And back to center, extend the spine, tuck the chin, pull the abs in, big deep breath in to lift up, and bring that down. We're gonna come into a really wide stance. Turn your toes out the same amount that your knees turn out. So if I turn my toes out too far, my knees won't rotate that far. So that when you sit down, your knees go out over those smaller toes. You can still see most of your toes. And then you're gonna see if you could maybe get your thighs parallel to the ground, don't have to, and then just simply rise up. So it's a plie, not really a booty squat, sliding down that imaginary wall. If you want to come down, lift your heels and come up. Drop the heels as you come down, lift them up to come up. So a little extra love for the calves as well as the quads. And if your balance feels steady enough, you can try rising up and down on those tippy toes the whole time. But if you need to, bring them down. So you choose. You can either come up with the heels lifted, or you can come down with the heels lifted and then press through the heels. So totally up to you which one you want to do. Heels down the whole time, or toes, or heels up the whole time if you want. A few more here. And then we're going to come down, we're going to stay down, we're going to lift the left heel, right heel, left heel, right heel. You're trying to stay low, low, low. How low can you go unless you have some knee stuff going on? Booty underneath, not sticking out. So everything's in a beautiful straight line. 2, 1, and then both heels lift and lower, lift and lower. Both at the same time, if that's okay with you. 4, 3, 2, lift the heels, hold here, and bring it up. Woo! We're going to do a little stretch for the quads and the calves. So right leg forward, left leg back, toes facing ahead, lunge into it, press that left heel down, feel that calf stretch. Then tuck that bend that back knee, tuck the hip under, left arm up, and over you go. And then left leg forward, right leg back, lunge into it, bend that left knee, press that right heel down, keep your hips with you, bend the knee, and then drop into it, right arm up and over. And bring that up. You're gonna head to the back of your mat, find that beautiful wide stance again, this time supported with bent knee, rolling through your cat and your inhaling through your leprechaun or cat-cow. And then we'll gently bring that down. We're gonna roll it out, walk it out. Hike it up for just a moment, bend both knees one at a time, and then shift your weight forward, high plank position, shoulders right over your arms, hands. Bend the elbows backwards, start to lower with control. When you feel like you're losing it, come down to the knees to lower the rest of the weight. And then once you're there, wide stance with the knees, windshield wiper side to side. Then straighten out your legs, point your toes, press your toenails into the ground, but lift your kneecaps. Stretch your left arm out front and let your forehead rest on your right. Pull the belly button in, press your pubic bone to the ground, lift the left leg and left arm and the right leg, hold, and then switch your hands. Deep breath in, exhale to press the pubic bone and the toes into the ground, and then on the inhale, right hand and left leg lift. And then bring that down. And if you're okay with it, extend both arms, start that alternating pattern. Let's lying down bird dog. Make sure your belly button is pulled up and in. Head can rest or just hover gently. And then we're going to press up. Leave those hands out front, undulate forward back, cow cat. Again, getting as much movement as you can through that spine. And then stack everything up. And we're basically going to do that same idea, shoulders out of your ears, but let's take that right hand and see what's going on between your hip bones. So that's where your transverse abdominals hold your colon and your other organs in, but gravity also pushes them down. So pull all that in without tucking your hips under. So tailbone is still extended, but abs are engaged. Then walk that right hand forward, tuck your left toes. Press back so you get a stretch in that left calf. And then come forward till just your right big toe is on the ground and lift it up. Stay there or add a lift with that right arm. Try and get that hand above your peripheral vision. And then if you'd like, tap and lift. Last one, reach, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, roll through your cat, inhale through your cow. Use your left hand to see what's going on in those low abs. Pull them in, same thing with the ribs. Left hand forward, right toes tucked. Press back so you get a stretch. Come forward on that big toe, lift it up. And then left arm, right leg, holding, reaching, stretching. Option to stay there or tap and lift. And then hand down, knee down, roll through your cat, inhale through your cow. Let's flip it all the way over onto our spine. We'll start with those knees hugged in for a little stretch. Little rock side to side. And then right foot on the ground, left knee, hug it in, stretch that right leg out. Low back stretch for that left side especially. And then bring that out, and then right knee comes in. And then both legs reach, arms reach overhead. As you do this, you'll notice that low back lifts up, those ribs pop up. It's okay, we're getting a stretch, but now let's flex through the heel, tuck the hips under, and press the low back into the ground as we bring our arms right above us. So it might feel a little challenging to keep those abs pulled in from this position. So we're going to bend the knees, feet on the ground, and that should have gotten easier to hold those abs in. But now we're going to stack those legs tabletop, and that should bring that challenge back in. So now the ceiling is the floor. A minute ago we did our bird dog, and it kind of becomes our single leg stretch. So reach that left arm out of your peripheral vision, nice and straight. Stretch that right leg, opposite direction. Hold for a moment here, inhale back to center. Left leg, right arm, stretch and reach, and inhale center. You're just going to keep that alternating. Think about pressing the back of your head gently into the ground to get a little bit of upper back work, working those erectors, keeping that awareness of your posture. Shoulders press into the ground, right? And we'll take a quick break. We're gonna do a simple version of double leg stretch and then go to our more complicated version. So knees are back in that tabletop. Both arms reach overhead, both legs stretch away, and then we exhale everything back to center. Inhale, stretch away, exhale back to center. Inhale, reach, exhale, stretch, inhale, reach, exhale to bend, just 2 more like that, and then we go into the more involved version. Hold this one, point the toes hard, reach the fingers, hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, hug those knees in, take a little rock. Okay, here we go, double leg version, double leg stretch version 2. Knees starting tabletop. On an inhale, you pivot the knees open, heels together. Step 2, you exhale, and you can lift your head, neck, and shoulders, or not. 3, you point your toes on the inhale. 4, you flex your heels and reach the arms overhead. And then 5, you've got options. Tap towards your knees, up to your shins. You could come up teaser position, exhale down. We start over. Inhale, knees pivot open. Exhale, float the head. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, flex and reach. Inhale, point, lift, and exhale down. Here we go again. This is the third one with me. Inhale, open. Exhale to lift. Inhale to point. Exhale to flex. Inhale to reach. Exhale down. You're doing one more with me, so make sure you know the steps. Inhale, open. Exhale, lift. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex and reach. Inhale, point, lift, reach. Exhale, down. You have 6 more on your own. Each one is 6 sets. 6 times 6, I think that's 36. Be right back. Keep it going. And hug your knees in if you've done those 6. That was a laundry switch. Hopefully the timing was okay. All right, so that was our slow double leg stretch. With those knees hugged in, let's think about that low back and those ribs, getting everything as flat as possible, but then stack the legs tabletop. Once again, back of the head presses into the ground. Let's push the elbows and the shoulders into the ground and have some awareness of keeping them there. Abs pulled in, deep breath in, exhale, snap the belly button to the spine. On the inhale, we go into our toe touch exercise. And as always, if you want a little more, it could be a heel flex. Or you can lower both legs at the same time. You can lower both legs heel flex. Or both legs, toes turned out, Pilates V, knees open. And final option is that long lever, straight leg single or double legs turned out at the hips, lowering and lifting. And then hug those knees in. Quick little break here. Stack the legs tabletop again, this time arms out, palms open, but still pressing the elbows and the shoulders and the head into the ground, rotating side to side. Keeping the knees together and the toes where you can see them. And then come to center. We're going to do a little hip lift, so you can bring your hands down for now, just not underneath the hips. You can do this with straight legs or bent knees. Hip lift and lower. Hip lift and lower. Hip lift and lower. One more time. Lift and lower. All right, arms back in that T position. You can choose bent knees or straight. I'll demo both. We're putting some things together. Knees go to the left and center. Hip lift, center, lower, center, then to the right, center, hip lift, center, lower, center, left, center, hip lift, center, lower, center, right, and center. Adding on, left, up, over, to the right, and then lower. To the right, up, over, that's your hip lift, and then to the left and lower. Starting with an inhale to the left, up and over, then start an exhale as you go to the right and come back to center. Inhale right, up, over, exhale left and down, and keep that going for me. And relax. Ooh, legs go wide. We're going to get a little stretch for those hip flexors. So left knee opens to the left, right leg opens to the right. Reach down for your right ankle. See if you can pull it a little closer to your right booty. See if you can lower that right leg a little closer to the ground to increase that stretch. Bring your hand underneath that right hamstring. Bring it into your chest. Your knees are both to the left. Stack them up. Open your right arm to the right, and you're in a little lovely twist. Then reach to that right hamstring again. Bring it in. As you roll back to center, straighten out the left leg. Bring that right knee towards your left shoulder, and that should give you a beautiful stretch on the outside of that right hip. And then right foot on the ground, wider than your mat, left foot wider than your mat. Drop the right knee to the right, left leg to the left. Reach down for that left ankle. See if you can bring it a little closer to your hip. See if you can lower your left leg a little lower. And then reach down, grab that left hamstring, hug your knee up and over to the right, and open your chest to the left. And then hug that left knee in as you rotate back onto your spine, left knee to your right shoulder. And then we're going to extend again in that position where we started, toes pointed, low back is probably off the ground. We're going to fix that by tucking the toes under and pressing the hips down. And then we're going to gently bring our fingertips just to your temples or maybe just barely to the edges of your skull. Deep breath in, exhale, staple the belly button to the spine, pelvic tilt as you inhale to lift. From there, you're going to exhale. You're going to reach your hands forward and see if you can come up another 1/4 of an inch. Then you're going to inhale, staying lifted, arms reach up over your head, come back into that bendy position. Exhale, give it a little extra lift. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, lower it down. So we'll go through that one again and then adding on if you want. Deep breath in, staple the belly button to the spine. Inhale. Exhale, lift a little higher. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, back to your Edges of your skull lift a little higher. Inhale, extend, and then exhale, lower it down. One more time like that. Exhale, lift. Inhale, reach. Exhale, arms overhead. Back to your head. Tuck a little, then extend and exhale down. If you want, this turns into our neck pull, but please don't pull on your neck. Exhale, lift, inhale, help yourself through this spot, maybe even bend your knees. Inhale, sit tall, arms. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, sit tall, and then exhale. You're gonna try and roll down without splatting. So if you need to, bend your knees and help yourself the rest of the way. Inhale, right back up again. Exhale, help yourself through the tough spot. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale with control, back down. Or you're sticking for that to that first version, lifting on the inhale, exhaling to reach higher. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale to your head. Exhale a little higher. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lower down, or the full version. Lift it up, exhale through that tough spot, inhale tall, exhale hinge, inhale up, and exhale roll it down. Whichever version you're doing, give me two more, please. And then both knees into your chest, take a little break, and roll over onto one side facing me, arm underneath your ear, long flat line in your body. Waistline, give it a little lift so you have that mouse house. When you look down, you shouldn't be able to see your toes. And then we're gonna lift that top leg. We're gonna turn the toes down and tap the bottom toes. Lift up, rotate the heel and tap the heel. Up, toe to toe, up, heel to heel. Now you're gonna notice that your body wants to roll forward and back, so do your best to keep it in a beautiful, long, straight line. Just two more. And relax, bend that top leg, give that hip some love. You're gonna keep a bend in that top leg as you prop yourself up on that bottom elbow. And then, so your top leg ended up in front of the bottom one, tuck the bottom one behind it so you're crisscrossed at the ankles. And then let's protect this shoulder as always by pushing it back, pressing it down, using those lats and creating space between the ears and shoulders. Without moving your feet away, you're just going to lift and get those legs straight. And then arm reaches to the sky. Lift the hip a little higher, reach the arm overhead, and then give it a little bend like you're doing a curtsy and right back up. So side bends. Up and over and gently down. And we're pivoting over to the other side. So just move your head to the other end of the mat to face me. Long straight line in your body. Arm underneath your ear. Point those toes, abs in, waistline lifted. Top leg lifts. Point the toes down. Lift it up. Flex the heels together. Lift up. Toe to toe. Lift up. Heel to heel. Almost there. And relax. Woo, bend that top knee, give that hip some love. All right, prop yourself up on that elbow. So that top knee is bent and it's crossed in front of the bottom one. Tuck the bottom one underneath. So you have a crisscross at your ankles. Push the shoulder back, lift up out of it, engage those lats. And then lifting up without moving your feet, straighten out those legs, arch a little higher, and then a little curtsy, bend and dip. Reach and hold and bring it down all the way over onto your abs. Let your forehead rest on your hands. Stretch one leg at a time. Toes come down, kneecaps lift. And then let's press that pubic bone into the ground. Bring the arms out. Cactus arms, shoulders squeeze together. Lift the head just an inch. Exhale down. Deep breath in. Exhale, pull the belly button in. Lift those shoulders, arms, head. Inhale, hold, and exhale down. Keep that going. Remember, you're pushing the toenails and the pubic bone into the ground, but the knees and the belly button stay lifted. Last time. Lift it up, stretch those arms out and bring them down by your side, but thumbs are still rotated up. Pubic bone pressing, toes pressing, but belly button and knees lifted, holding and relaxing. And again, we'll just windshield wiper those legs. And then straighten the left leg, reach back for the right ankle. If you can't reach that, grab your tights or whatever you can reach, but bring the knees together. That's going to be challenging for some of us. With those knees together, take your booty and tuck it, push it into the mat, push your pubic bone down, tuck the hips under, big stretch for that right quadricep. And then option to bring your left hand across, lift yourself up and give a little kick into that right ankle, into that right hand to increase all of that. Don't let your knees flare apart, and then bring that down. Take a moment. As you lay that right leg next to the left one, it may feel a little bit longer, flatter, closer to the ground. So let's even up. Left knee bends, reach for that left ankle or whatever you can. Press your knees together. Press your pubic bone into the ground. Tuck the hip down, so not piped up, but pressed down. Option to stay there or lift a little. And relax. Woo! Now, hopefully that feels a little more even. And let's just prop ourselves up onto elbows, rotate thumbs to the sky, shoulders out of your ears, chin tuck, collarbone back. Lift your chest, ribs, belly button, so you're in your pre-plank position. Challenge to lift your right leg. Challenge to lift your left leg. Challenge to straighten your right arm and left arm. As you do those, you're trying not to rock side to side nor droop your hips. So try that one more time. Right leg just lifts an inch, left leg just an inch, right arm, left arm. Option to roll onto the tops of your thighs, belly button in, lift your right knee 1/4 inch, left knee, right arm, left arm. One more round, right, left, right, and left. And final option, woo, take a break. Tuck those toes, full plank position. And then we're not gonna do the arms on this one yet. Right leg, left leg. Try that again. Right leg, left leg. Then if you want to try, you're gonna do right leg, left arm, and you'll pivot a little bit to one side. Other way. And down. That's so hard. I don't know why we threw that in there. All right, the cats and I. Come on and sit back. Woo! Press your hips on your heels. Give yourself a little space if you need to behind your knees. And then undulate forward and back. And spin around to a seated position. Legs are extended, glutes are pulled out from under you, sitting nice and tall through your spine. A little spine stretch to give yourself a hinge forward, making sure you didn't tuck and round. If you're able to straighten your legs, you're welcome to do that. And then as you sit up, let's leave everything as it is. Legs apart for the saw, arms out into a T. Take your left hand, pivot in front of you, reach with your right arm. So really exaggerate the twist before we do anything. So try that a couple times, a little twist, a little twist, a little twist. Now, notice what your left hip did. Did it lift up? Push that sucker back down. And then without collapsing, reach forward and maybe bring that arm across. Back arm really rotates and presses you the other way. And again, don't tip over. Inhale, center. Right arm crosses the midline. Left arm reaches behind you. Sit tall. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Then reach forward. And then maybe that arm comes across as you use your back arm to rotate. Both hips squarely on the ground. Woo! Inhale, center. Ha! And again, rotate, reach, cross. Inhale, center. Rotate, reach, cross, and rotate again, center. And last time. Woo! All right, shake those legs out for a moment, bend both knees, bring your big toes together, grab your toes, and give them a tug. So knees are bent, hopefully feeling a stretch in your feet. And then we have some options to start to keep the chest on the ribs, start to straighten the legs and drop the head. Spine, nice, again, spinal stretch, but more of a yogic stretch. And then as you come up, glue those big toes together. Pull those glutes out from under you. Make sure you're sitting on those sit bones. Option to straighten those legs if your body doesn't collapse. Otherwise, a little bend, arms out. Take that left hand in front of you, but it's not about the left hand. Sorry, let's not do that. Come back to center. Take that right hand, open to the back. We're not bringing the left arm across. Sorry about that. Right arm, reach again, reach again, reach again. Inhale, center. Left arm, reach, reach, reach. Inhale, center. Check that your big toes are still touching to the right. Inhale, center, toe check. Left. Inhale, center to the right. Inhale, center left. Bend your right elbow. Push, push, push. Inhale, center left. Push, 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 and relax. Bend those knees. Pivot back. Well, I'm going to go back onto my mat. We're going to do one more from this seated position. As you're sitting here, try to press the backs of the knees closer to the ground by engaging your quadriceps. Spine is tall, use your arms to support that. Then you're going to drag your heels back, and that will be a little hamstring curl, but don't move away from it like that. Press out, push down, quad engagement. Slide it back, press out, quads engaged, pull back, etc. Maybe you can come to the tippy toe fingertips. Maybe arms come out front. Maybe they go overhead to help you stay lifted up out of your hips. And relax. That should have been some quad, should have been some hamstring. And then we're gonna roll down. Speaking of hamstring, bring that right leg into your chest. Give it a moment. And then right leg down, left knee in. And then we'll just do one quick, simple bridge. So ankles, knees to touch, hands by your side. Press your head and shoulders into the ground, leave them there, but hover your hands. Squeeze your knees together. And we're gonna do a really simple version here. We're just gonna lower the hips an inch, lift as high as you can. Lower, lift as high as you can. Lower, lift as high as you can. So really squeeze those glutes on that lift. Head and shoulders press down. And relax. Stretch that left leg out on the ground, bring that right knee into your chest. Take a moment, take it nice and slowly. With that left leg extended, this will be a more intense stretch. Maybe flex through the left heel and press that back of the thigh into the ground. Bring that right knee in as close as you can, trying to get the rib and the thigh to touch, and then move it to the right outside of your rib cage. Give me some ankle circles. And then grab your right big toe with your left hand and pull it across your body. Lift it up, press the knee away, trying to get the ankle and the knee in a straight line, believe it or not. And then bring that knee in towards your left shoulder, right arm to the side. And then let that knee pivot all the way across. And then right foot on the ground, as you spin back, let that right leg drape open over the left leg. Thread your needle either by reaching for the hamstring or the calf or shin. Pull the knees in for a deeper stretch, over to the left for a deeper stretch. And then left foot on the ground, pull that right leg all the way across. Arms in a T. Lift your left heel up, move your hips an inch to the right, and let the knees drop to the left. While you're over there, uncross them, stack them up, and then right leg comes to center, followed by the left. Bridge up, move your hips back to center. Right leg stretches out, flex through that heel, bring that left knee in. Give it a beautiful, nice hug here. And then reach down, grab the left big toe with your right hand, bring it across, press that knee away, shin comes in. And then bring that right knee towards your left shoulder. No, left knee towards your right shoulder and let it drop to the right. And then that foot goes on the ground, pivot open figure 4. And thread your needle. Either reach in for that right hamstring or right shin. We never did do that rotation on the left ankle, so do that. And then right foot on the ground, pull that left knee across, lift your hips, move them an inch to the left, and let your knees drop right, please. Big twist. And then while you're over there, stack them up, and then just roll to your right side to make your way up. And back over. And let's do a stagger. So left hand forward and to the left. Right hand or right knee comes behind that right wrist. Undulate forward and back, cow-cat, up and over to the left and back. And then back to center. Right hand forward to the right, left knee behind left. And then both hands at center, a little ahead, undulate forward back. And then hands underneath you. And we'll do the barrel roll where you round and extend going to the left. And then cat-cow, round and extend to the right. And then finally, find neutral, tuck your toes, lift your knees, hover 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it up and back, pedal it out. Wide stance, walk it back, bend your knees, cat, meow, and cow. Ooh. Big deep breath in. Thank you.